What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And I know I've been gone for a little while. Things have been crazy in my life. Started a new job, schedule's different, but we're going to try to be more regular now and at least upload 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week now. So now that we're back, I know the last one I did was Oliver Anthony, Richmond, north of Richmond, and that song's been everywhere. And now I saw that Dax did a remix to it. And if you know me, you know that I'm actually not a huge fan of Dax himself, but there's been a few times where he's done some alright stuff. You know, I'm not really a fan of people that are like over the top, and sometimes I feel like he just overdoes it. But we're gonna give him a shot. We're gonna put him on the channel, and we're gonna see what this is about. It's a remix, again, as I said, to Richmond of north of Richmond. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm also wearing white, which never happens. It might not happen again, so we'll see. Alright, see how this goes.
It's a damn shame what the world.
Hold on.
Gotten to for people.
Rewind.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. The Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
This world has changed and I had to accept it. They ask my political views while I search for their hidden agendas. I don't got an answer, I try to remember the devil divides. Pressure appears from our peers. Those arguments waste our time while helping to push their lies, so fuck political views. I got common sense. I know God made man, and the sun sets on a life where we focus on things that we cannot control and accumulate so much regret. By the time we decide to live, we're practically already dead. So I go to sleep with the thoughts of 45 years living in debt, 45 years can't pay rent, 45 years just for a pension. I'm too old to enjoy and go spend 45 years.
Well, he's been around for, if that's true, I don't know. I don't really follow Dax, but I mean, he's got a few points in this already. He talks about how, I mean, really, if you're a celebrity, you make music, you make movies, whatever, it's inevitable. Somebody's going to ask you about your political views, your ideologies, and that's something that you can't get away from no matter who you are. You know, eventually someone's going to ask you. And like I've said before, the moment that you disagree a little bit with somebody else's point of view, you're the opposite side. You're the extreme. You're this, you're that. And all that does is divide us even further. Like, we pick apart what we don't agree on to the 1000th degree. And that is what keeps us separated. And we allow them to do that to us. And like you said, fuck political ideologies and agendas, because that's all there is with anybody who asks you that question. Like, oh, do you vote for this, for that? A lot of times they have an agenda. They want to tear you down based on your beliefs or keep us divided. And that's true. So let's rewind.
So 45 years living in debt, and the sun sets on a life where we focus on things that we cannot control and accumulate so much regret. By the time we decide to live, we're practically already dead. So I go to sleep with the thoughts of 45 years living in debt, 45 years can't pay rent, 45 years just for a pension. I'm too old to enjoy and go spend 45 years working and slaving for rich men with no time for my family and friends. Then I wake up and pray that it ends.
Living in the new world with an whole soul. The Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Descendants of Adam and Eve, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're taking God out the schools. Our kids don't know what to believe. from 6 to 18. The curriculum fails and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies. That's how they attack us, it starts with the youth. If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink is crazy, common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily, look at the content we're creating.
And I gotta stop it right there. Like, man, and that's crazy that in today's climate, it takes courage to say something like that. To say that you're letting these kids choose their gender at a time where they can't even tie their shoes. And people will call you a bigot for that. People will attack you for saying the obvious. Like, you can't allow a 5-year-old, you just, as a parent, as a human being, to be like, oh, I think I'm a girl, or I think no, like, you're a child. You're a child. They shouldn't even be worried about this. Like, as a parent, it's your job to love your child, whether they act like this or like that. I mean, as long as they're, not out hurting kids or whatever. But if you have a little girl and she wants to act boyish, however that is, they want to be a tomboy, whatever, it's your job to love that little girl as she is. If you have a little boy who wants to play with Barbies or do girl stuff, it's your job as a parent to love that child, even if they want to play with Barbies. Like, it is just your job to fill that child's life with love. Not to, oh, I think we should take them to the doctor and fill their head with ideas that maybe they were born the wrong gender. I don't know how that enters anybody's fucking idea. I don't know how that enters your brain. I really don't. Stop confusing these kids and let them just be kids. Maybe they'll change their mind. It's up to them. Yeah, it really is. Like, let them grow up, be a parent, love the kid however they are, and just let them grow up without putting them in a position of having to choose, or putting them in a household or environment that makes them hate themselves for being themselves. You're the bad parents are projecting themselves onto their kids. That's what it is. Stop attacking the youth. Let them be kids. Yeah, that shit gets me going.
Feeds that gets 18, the curriculum fails and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies. That's how they attack us, it starts with the youth. If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink is crazy, common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily, look at the content we're creating, lies diluting our brains. I'm done trying to argue online with these people who think that a vote's gonna bring about change. How many presidents does it take to have a life worth living, an actual comfortable wage, no more school shootings, let's unite.
I got one more thing to say. I know I keep pausing, but like, the reason I never really got into Dax was because he was a little bit over the top in his performances and his videos and his songs, and he tried to be so different that it was, to me, it was like a little bit alienating, if that makes sense. But it's crazy how an artist like that still has enough sense in his brain to not go where the current state of influencers are, and to go out and do the things that either are going to get you hurt, get somebody else hurt, or are going to be rude to other people in the real world. Because there's a lot of influencers that will go out and do like these pranks, or will try to, basically do things that will get other people hurt or in trouble, or just to do some off the wall shit to get views. And like, Dax never really went that far. I mean, he got his fair share of fans. I'm not saying he doesn't, because he does. But even a man like him, there's a line, man. You're sacrificing your manhood, your humility for views and for likes. Like, and I was never a YouTuber, a person, like, my channel's pretty new. And I feel like I'm sacrificing some of my privacy just to do this. But there's still a line. Anybody who does YouTube or anybody who does anything media, you're sacrificing that a little bit, but there's a line. And some of these new generation influencers, tubers, TikTokers, there is no line. And it's just getting more and more ridiculous. It's getting crazy.
Like these to have a life worth living, an actual comfortable wage, no more school shootings, Let's unite these states.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
So that was a pretty short song, but it got the point across, and it was very, there actually was a lot that he put into this 2 minutes and 57 seconds. But it went along great with Oliver Anthony's. And I don't know how he feels about this. Seems like Oliver Anthony is the kind of person that wants people to rally around and sort of come together, but at the same time, don't latch on to him. Like anybody, like don't maybe not use him for clout or whatever, but it's good that people are rallying around this anthem, and this normal guy, that could be any of us, me or you, is taking a stand, even if it's just a song. I mean, it seems like the guy is going places now. I mean, he's all over TV, he's going to perform different places. But we're uniting. I mean, now we got him, Dax. I know. Tom McDonald's been on it. I mean, Eminem has been outspoken for the people for a long time. Just people don't care to hear about it because he's just been a rich dude. But yeah, like let's keep talking about it. Let's not let this die out like we do every other fad that comes on the internet and people want to get behind for a week or two, and then it dies out. Remember Save the Children? Where did that go? What I'm saying? Like, that's how the internet goes, though. Unfortunately, it's probably going to happen again. All right, it's good that this guy has the momentum going that he does, and hopefully it keeps going. If you guys want to hear more from him or have more of him on the channel, let me know down in the comments, and really appreciate and value everybody that's come by and watch my videos and leave comments down below. It does mean a lot to me. So hopefully I'll see you guys again. And until next time, as always, take care of each other.
Descendants of Adam and Eve, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're taking God out the schools.